Welcome to devlog number 3 for Efficiency, the best gamified to-do list app ever. Today we're going to be doing, again, two main things. The first one that I'm going to be trying to get done is the trash system on tasks. So right now there's no way to delete a task that you have. Yesterday we set up the edit system. You can move them up and down now just to make it a little bit more convenient, but there's still no way to trash a task. So if you don't want to complete it, but you still have it there and you just want to get rid of it, there needs to be a trash button. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be in this little edit pop-up window, and then there's going to be a trash button right here, and that'll allow you to delete it. So we're going to work on that first, and then the second thing that I want to do today is actually make exclamation points over the houses when you're able to donate something to them, and then exclamation on the merchant when you're able to buy something. So for example, let's say that this dude Hop has money to pay you, and you can donate him some stuff. I want there to be an exclamation point over here when you're able to do that. Like, so for example, if we go and just, dev spawn in some fish, and then we go over here and we say, all right, let's go and give him some because we have fish in our inventory, then I want it to be able to actually, do that. So I want to see that when it's happening. I already did that green background for when you're done with them, which is really nice. But that's what we're going to be working on for part 2. So we're going to try and get the trash thing done first, and then we'll try and move into that exclamation point thing. So for the trash system, what I'm probably going to want to do here is actually go into the task scroller. Then we go into our panel. Then we go into all our clones. Obviously, stop the game from running first. And then we're going to have to look at the prefab for the task pop out. I believe this task pop out, yes. So we're going to need to change where the text area is, make it a little bit more confined, because our issue right now is that it would go too far to the left. So we want to put it a little bit more over this way so that it's closer to the done button. We may need to do a placeholder sprite for now because I technically don't have a trash button right now. But if we add an image and then we add a button, this will then allow us to bring that down a little bit, and then the button should be able to trash something. So what we need to do for that is actually go into our script of some sorts, preferably the one that's already attached here. That way we don't have to, go make a whole new script inside of the prefab, because as I've learned, scripts inside of prefabs are a little bit annoying. So if we go over to prefab in it, this may be the spot that we're going to do it. So we're going to do a private void trash task function. This doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad because we already have pop out kill. Now pop out kill is the one that basically kills the pop out of your editing. But what it's good at is it's able to recognize what is being edited. So we're going to bring over all this code just to start it off. It's going to be a lot, but this is how we search through it and then we see what we're actually currently editing. So editor equals true. This allows us to find that. And then we're figuring out which one we're operating on. Now, if this button is hit, then we actually want to delete it. Delete. Remove. How to delete instantiated prefab. Destroy parent. I then went on to code for a decent bit of time here and really get myself tripped up over some pretty basic things, but eventually I was able to make the trash system work, and we now have a working trash system in the game that allows you to delete your tasks that you no longer want to have on your screen without having to, complete them and have that kind of unsatisfactory feeling of hitting the check mark on something you're not actually completing. So the trash button is done. Colby did get us a sprite later today for this, so it doesn't look just like a white button anymore, but it does work, and that system is now done. Now we're going to move on to the second system of the day, and that is what you see right here. It is the exclamation points over merchants and over the island villagers when you're able to either donate something to a villager or when you are able to buy something from the store. So for example, here we have 920 gold and we have a 600 gold chair that we can buy. So you're able to buy that, and then once you do, the exclamation point goes away. Now there are villagers that still need fish given to them, but since we don't have any fish, there's no exclamation point. Now if we go into my little dev system here and we give us some fish, you will see that there are now exclamation points over the houses that still need fish. Josh Fire, I already gave him fish, but this house, we've got Jack Superboy, who could still use one of the magical fish that just fills up the bar entirely, and then once done, that house will no longer have an exclamation point, and then the merchant will. So then you could buy that from him, then you could go to the next island, and since we have a fish in our inventory, now everybody can be given a fish. So it is a very, very convenient system that I have built here. Now, was it convenient to code? No, not at all. It's actually incredibly ugly. What I should have done is just put it in an update function, right? That just checks every once in a while to see if you need to add an exclamation point. But instead, what I did is I went to every possible spot I could need to update, and I added all of this code to it. Now, this code took a while, so I'll walk you through it in like a quick, brief, run by. Basically, what it's doing is it's checking the merchant costs on the, the merchant of each island first. It's seeing, okay, is everything here bought? And if it is bought, then it needs to take that out of the equation. A lot of different Boolean logic going on here. But basically, it sees if the merchant still has merchandise to sell. And if it does, do you have enough gold to buy it? And if so, then the exclamation point pops up. And if not, then, it stays away. It took a long time manually placing all of those exclamation points on every single map. Now, for those who don't know, this game has 16 different islands, and every single one of those exclamation points was hand placed. So a lot of tedious work done today, but I'm happy that it's out of the way because we now have exclamation points on every single, house throughout the entire game. So I'm really proud of getting that done. But basically, it's just this one function that anytime you could possibly need to see an exclamation point or have the exclamation point updated. Let's say, for example, you donate a fish. Now you need to have your exclamation point updated because what if you got gold off of that? Okay, well, let's say you leave the sell screen. Now you need it to update again. Let's say you're just going over to the island screen. Now you need to get it updated again. There's a lot of different spots and it took a lot of bug fixing, but overall, this is the code. If you guys want to, look at it, you can. It's kind of ugly at points, but it gets the job done, and that's really what matters here. I think that the if statement logic is incredibly ugly, but you know what? It works, and that is all that matters. Another 500 lines of code added today, but it is what it is, and now we fully have a functional exclamation point system so that the user knows when they are able to donate a fish and when they are not able to donate a fish and when they're able to buy something from the store. And as you guys can see here, buying stuff from the store does do stuff because then you can go ahead and you can equip your penguin and you can make them wake up, all that fun stuff, whole different systems. We'll cover that another day. But for now, that is the end of Devlog 3. I'll send you guys to the outro. That is our third Devlog of the game. Colby, anything you want to say to the people on the outro?
Bye.
You have it there. See you in the next one.